Yeah.
But it's just like, I really have a struggle with what is forgivable and what is not, because it's everything. Do you have to forgive a person for everything? Sweet.
What about Boo?
I know you stopped me on that.
Damn.
So why would you say yeah? Why? Yeah. Sweet.
In my ass, I'm always with the Boo, and it's always with somebody
No,
something different.
Okay.
I thought it was so cute. I thought it was so cute.
Boom. With the merch for you.
We out here. Check it out. Okay.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to the couch. We're excited to have you guys back for another episode, and I can't help but notice.
I mean, guys, you look so nice.
What is it? What is it?
My friends are wearing our shirts. Oh my God. And our hats.
So suppressed.
And you know what I'm saying? We got a little merchy going on. It'll be available to y'all in a few, but if you like it, let us know. Comment, let us know if y'all like the merch in the comments. Okay?
What colors y'all?
We're gonna have hoodies and goodies and everything.
Ooh.
Hoodies and goodies. So yeah, I love it. Y'all look good.
It look
Nice. This is nice.
Logo by Babe.
Yeah.
Baby's doing his thing. How you doing his thing?
You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel?
Good. What's
good
up
on today?
Couchalicious.
We ready to be here.
Okay.
What we talking about?
Lay it out.
Today we're gonna dive into forgiveness.
Oh.
So
My God. Forgiveness of this. So today.
Forgiveness. So y'all ready to talk about it?
Let's go. Let's do this thing.
Let's go.
So forgiveness. What is forgiveness?
This breath.
We need it.
What is forgiveness?
The urban
Decay.
urban.
Because you know what? I feel like this. Let me start it off. I feel like.
How you feel, Karen?
I feel like forgiveness is pretty tough for people to do. You know, it's a tough thing for people to do, but I think if we work at it, it is very, very capable to do. A lot of people lately have been saying that forgiveness don't matter, like they don't need to do it. It doesn't help the situation or hurt the situation if you forgive or not. I don't agree. And I mean, people are like, F forgiveness. What is it? Who cares? He raped me. I'm not ever forgiving him. What is it gonna do? You know, he don't care if I forgive him or not because he's still out there doing his thing. But forgiveness is necessary. You know, not always for the other person. It's for you and free yourself up of some resentment, some anger, because that's what forgiveness lets go of. The anger and resentment from people or a group of people, whoever hurt you. So, what y'all feel? Y'all feel like forgiveness matters and people should dive into it?
I definitely do, because whatever the situation is, if you can't forgive the person, there's a part of that you're carrying. It's extra weight for no reason. It's never for them. It's always for you. I'm not saying that the situation, if something similar arises, that you won't be triggered by it, but your actions will not be just based off of, or your response won't be based off of that other situation. That's just my thoughts anyway. You know?
I definitely think it's important. I think forgiveness is important. It's an important piece to move forward from a situation that may be less than favorable. I actually had a conversation about this yesterday. And
Won't God do it?
Oh, he did. And the person said they're not going to, they hold resentment towards one of their parents. And until they have a conversation with them that they want to have, they're never going to forgive them. And they'll always resent them. And I said, well, don't you feel, I said, because resentment is a choice. I said, so you purposely resenting him because he won't sit down and have a conversation with you? What if he's seriously incapable of having that conversation? You gonna hold that against him for forever? Or maybe he don't feel like the conversation is necessary, especially with you not bringing it up to him. The conversation, he might not know the conversation needs to happen. So forgive him for being ignorant, if he's truly being ignorant, but also forgive yourself and move on, because you only hindering yourself by holding on to this resentment. So yeah, forgive him for not being aware. One, because you didn't make him aware. And I think that a lot of people get screwed up in situations where they feel like you should know better. Well, what if they don't?
And 9 times out of 10, the people don't.
And a lot
And
of
9
people,
times of just 1% that do.
right? But they really don't know that they're offending you, or they really don't know that what they just said was offensive.
Yeah.
And so you hold on to that instead of then like, no, I forgive you for that. But moving forward, this how I need you to handle me or address me or whatever. But yeah, to me, it's important. Definitely to forgive yourself and forgive others.
I absolutely believe it is. And it's really, like you say, it's not about them. It's the letting go of the anger. It's the letting go of the resentment. It's trying to move that out of the way so that you can receive, you know, the love that you want, the forgiveness that you want. And I don't like to say forgive and forget. I think that's one of the stupidest things you could ever say, honestly. Forgive, yes. Don't forget, because now you are noticing. It's now an awareness of it. Now, I forgive you. But like you said, moving forward, this is how it's going to happen. And if you forget, that means you're just letting the door open for it to happen again, because you forgive and, oh, I'll forget it. Forgive and I'll forget it again. No. Forgive and move forward.
Right.
So I forgive you for me.
Right.
Whether you want it or not, I'm still going to do it.
Right.
It's for me.
Yeah,
For my
I
growth.
can care less.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to have that conversation. They're not going to be mature enough to even present it. They don't want to sit down. And you have to go into the mindset, they probably don't. Even with abusers and molesters, you got to forgive that shit. Yeah, it happened. I didn't forget. It made me who I am. You know, it taught me to now recognize different things, to now recognize patterns so that it won't happen again. Because I don't want to always have to forgive. No.
Yeah.
We go forgive, we go learn, and then we go move forward.
Right.
Can I tag one to that too? Because
Yeah.
I just had a situation that happened a few days ago, actually, and a person who I allowed to be close to me and I was friends with showed me that they don't know how to handle me. They left me for dead, as me and my friends would say. Like, they left me for dead. So they tried to apologize via text. Not that day, but the next day. I didn't have any words to offer. I just so happened to see that person in a big group of people this past weekend. It was almost like, hey, no, I really need you to hear, you know, I want to apologize. I did all these things. You know what? You're right. You did do those things. I will forgive you. I accept your apology for the actions, but your position now in my life won't change. Because you've shown me that you cannot handle being in an intercourse with me. Because if you can't care for me the way that I'm not expecting you to treat me the way I treat other people, but I treated you well, always. I considered you always. And for you to be that inconsiderate of me as a human, I can't trust nothing else. But you right, my dog. You did it. I accept your apology. But
because forgiveness doesn't grant you the same space.
Correct. Yeah,
in
yeah.
life. It doesn't grant you
that's the
same
reason why I brought it
freedom,
up. Yeah.
Yeah, that you had before. I forgive you, but stay over there.
Yeah, like, all right. Hey, my dog.
With your forgiving self.
Yeah, with your forgiving self. You are forgiven. You're walking in forgiveness. Walk in it.
Absolutely. But stay over there. Stay over there.
All is
And
well.
then there's the people where you forgive and okay, let's move forward together. But most of the time is I forgive you and stay over there.
Stay over there. Yeah.
So why is it hard for people to forgive?
Because people want to hold people accountable. How dare you make me hurt and you not hurting? No, I want you to hurt too. So it's like in their mind, I'm going to make you hurt by showing or by giving you my anger when they don't care.
And a lot of times you
Living
can't
their
force
life.
a person into accountability.
Correct.
So I'm gonna keep trying to make you be accountable for some shit you ain't accountable. You don't want to be accountable for.
Yeah.
So I'm just drilling in your head like, you gonna feel bad for this. I know you are.
Yep.
Like, what? They're not gonna feel bad because
No,
they don't feel
just
bad.
wait.
And they just don't feel bad about it. So either you're gonna forgive them, move on, and wherever you place them at, that's just where they're gonna be at.
Sometimes I think too it's hard for ask for forgiveness because people lack self-awareness. They literally will walk over a person as long as they've been getting what they need and they want, regardless of how it affects anybody else. You just walk around like the giant, the green giant. Like, I'm literally stepping on you. Hey, I'm not a plant, and even plants are alive.
Or a rock.
You know, I'm not a rock. I'm a human. Yeah. You know, like, you stepped on my toe. The correct thing to do, excuse me, because you're left with something throbbing. I done scuffed up your new shoes.
So sometimes it's not even that they lack self-awareness. They probably are aware and still want to do it. They acknowledge what they do. They even embody that shit. And I'm still gonna do it. And I don't care what you think. I don't care what you feel, because I'm gonna do me.
It's
So
just
even
me.
I think even in those times, it's really hard to forgive, because it's like, so you just really out here
You really don't care.
not caring at all, like at all.
Man, my boy, you
Dang
go.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's hard, but yeah.
Okay. I think it'd be hard for people to. It's almost I think it's hard for people to forgive, because it's almost like, in some sense, that you're giving a pass.
You're giving up your power and your power.
Right.
Yeah, and when it's really not.
Right.
But
you know?
it feels that
but
way.
It feels like, to some, like, dang, they won. Or and I really hope somebody out there, like, it's really not you giving up your power. It's like showing strength to let that person completely, like, exit your life, your existence, your mind, everything. And that's what I think when people say forgive and forget. I think it's not actually, like, literally forget. It's putting it in a place where you can think about it and nothing happens physically in your body.
It no longer
Like,
controls your next step.
yeah.
Or
So I think we, as humans, we're gonna remember. But when I see the person, my heart, the dude, I got molested in kindergarten. So the guy, when I think Chrissy was with me when I saw him in the mall, I had a whole panic attack.
What you want to do, my boy?
When he walked up, my heart started racing, and I didn't even know I felt anything at that point. But when I remembered, I was like, dang, I need to probably fix that, because because it was kindergarten and I'm older now. But it reminded me, I was like, dang, I really had to go back through the healing thing and, like, call his name and be like, I forgive you. And then the next few times I saw him, because we ended up moving in the same neighborhood at one point.
Oh, wow.
And he would drive by and hunt the horn. Hey.
Oh, that was
I'd
sweet
be
to
like,
me.
but but he could wave and I could wave back.
That's
you
what's
big.
It's very hard. That's
what's up. That's big.
I did that. Like,
It's
you
hard
speak, and
to
you
do.
speak back.
Yeah.
You speak back, but then it almost like you, even though you spoke back, you like, nigga, the audacity.
No,
Hey, your body was big.
You said hey, and you expected me to say hey back.
Like, you honked
But
to make sure I heard.
because I'm
you.
trying to forgive. Yeah, it's tough,
It
boy.
took me a
It's
minute.
tough. I don't know if I could say, like, I ain't saying hey to you. I forgive
I said,
you.
I didn't even say
But I don't know.
I didn't go, hey. All I did was, he didn't even get words.
You didn't do what?
Hey, what's going on?
Right.
No, I was just, every
Yeah.
time he would ride by.
I don't
You
know
don't
that
get
I'm
any
there
energy
yet.
from me.
I've
It took a lot of
forgiven.
meditating to hold
I've
it clearing.
forgiven
That's great.
the people who sexually abused me. Right. However, I didn't realize. The last time I was at my father's house, there was a picture of the person on the mantle in the living room.
Slam it down.
Listen, so I walked by, I was leaving the house, and I haven't seen this person since I was 9, like, literally. But I looked, and I was like, I felt my heart. It was really fast, like, I really, really warm. And I was like, I need to go outside.
Yep.
I did some breathing. But yeah, like, so I don't know. Like, I don't want to share a meal with you. I don't want to wave to you.
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't want to,
I
I'm
feel you.
cool.
It takes some
Yeah,
time
I'm
to get
You
there.
understand? Like, I'm
It takes
cool
some
on you.
time.
Ain't no way.
I'm not sitting at family barbecues or nothing.
I don't care if you're in the same neighborhood. Like, you don't exist at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgive and you don't exist. If I forget, you're non-existent. You're not even a person. Ooh, that's bad.
You're an
So,
inanimate
that's
object.
bad.
It's
That's
okay though.
All right.
So
sorry.
even when it affects you to that point where you feel like you're non-existent in my life, because the truth is, and the reality of the situation is, even though I've blotted you out of my memory, you're still there.
You're just not in my world, though.
You're just not in my world. So is that true forgiveness? Because you still can't even move in a cordial kind of way. Not that you owe that to that person, but I personally just struggle with that concept. Like, if I say you stole something out of my house, and then you want to come over again, and I say, no, you can't come over no more. And then I'll deal with you. But I forgive you because you stole. But you can't come over no more. And now you're exited out of my life. So I just really, to me, and I don't, y'all may be able to help me, but once you forgive a person and allow them back in your space, or you forgive a person and you don't allow them back in your space, and you cut complete whatever with them, is that true forgiveness?
I feel like, even like with the stealing of something, forgiveness and boundaries, that's my thing. My boundary is so extreme sometimes to where if
It's a brick fortress.
it's not even a brick fortress, it's just like
Never get that chance.
you can
talk about
like you can exist. And if I see you on the street, I see you on the street. I'm not gonna say, hey, you just go walk by, and I'm gonna walk by too. Cause if you're not gonna acknowledge me, that's fine. I don't care. But I'm not gonna acknowledge you either. There's no reason to, I guess. I have no reason to. I forgive you.
Yeah.
But I guess for what purpose?
Because there's some things, baby, people have said and done some things to me. And I can still have a conversation with them.
It depends on I can't even lie, my boy.
But then there's some
Y'all are
people
lying.
that I just have zero interest in ever having a conversation with you ever again.
Yeah, like not everybody is there.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying?
But I want to know, did I really forgive them?
But I don't think forgiveness means that you have to allow them a position
yeah,
in your
yeah.
life.
No, I get
Even
that part.
cordialness.
But
And that's what I
to
get.
me, cordialness is a part of the forgiving part. I'm not
That's
saying
what that's what
I'm
I
not
feel
saying that you have to sit on the couch with them and talk.
Yeah, y'all ain't talking about that.
When there's literally no, like, example, I blocked a girl on my phone.
Okay.
Because I forgave her, I legit forgot I blocked her. I picked up my phone to text to see how she doing, and it's not popping up. To me, that's forgiveness, because you really forgot. And I forgot that I was mad at her. When I saw her, I ran up to hug her, and she was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, girl, give me a hug. Then we was even...
But that's the forgetting. That's the forgetting.
That's
Yeah, like,
part
and when I
of the-
forgive, when I forgive, I literally forgive, because my cord couldn't, well... I do different spiritual things that really get to the root of problems, and I believe that they work. But it's not saying, I forgive you and going about your business. No. It's really sitting with the situation in your own solitude, or with somebody that, spiritually guides you or whatever. But it took some time to get to that place of, I'm mad, I forgive you, and then really forgetting it.
Right.
And she had to call me and say, you know that we're not cool right now. And she said, I really had to call you because you hugged me like we were cool again. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I said, why were we mad at each other? You remind me, because once it's done, it's done. So I think that's true forgiveness to me.
Now, I've had a situation where someone stepped out of place with me. Like, they spoke for me, and that was not their place to do so. I confronted them and let them know, hey, when it comes to me, that's not your place. The best thing for you to do, if you don't, ask. If someone asks you about me, don't speak for me. You should just tell, hey, let me direct you to Jasmine. So after having that conversation, I didn't carry anything because it wasn't an upset as in I'm cussing you out and you don't mean whatever to me. So as far as her actions, I forgave what she did because she apologized in the conversation. She was like, I'll never do it again. So I didn't carry it. So she still like reminded me of, she was like, I'm so glad that we've grown and we're closer now because you know that you remember when we fell out, I was like, wait, I didn't know that we fell out. Like it was just something that, hey, no, you're not going to handle me in this way. That's not your place. You can speak for you. You can speak for your child. You can speak for your family and whomever else allows you to do, but not for me. Because you don't know.
Right.
So, but I don't, so in that situation, I do get forgetting because it wasn't a thing that was so much of me to carry.
Right. I get that.
But then if it's something that's heavy and I couldn't even address it immediately, that's a different maneuvering, I think.
Yes.
But something that's so like I've been there. Like literally, they had to tell me because I was like, girl.
So the heavier it is, the more extreme boundary I'm going to say.
So that's called residual,
residual
sadness is stay around.
It's not sadness really, because I don't
residual effect.
Emotion, residual emotion.
Right.
It could be a couple emotions that you feel.
Whatever.
I mean, because
whatever that emotion is.
I'm not gonna have my molester sit here with me.
Yeah,
and,
you're not.
No, dead ass with my daughter, and we have When
I was younger, he did this to me.
It was with my molesters.
My molesters are not gonna come eat over for dinner.
Yeah, we're
you.
not about to sit down and I have my child or something and we have a conversation. No. You don't have access to me at all.
Yeah.
But if it was something like that, like with my friend or something, and
even with the guy that did that to me, we weren't sitting on a couch or we weren't meeting up. I was running into him in public. So it's best for people because I was passing out and everything. I had anxiety really, really bad. So it's helpful for people if you do have to run into them. Not that y'all got to sit down and have lunch, but if you run into a person that you haven't forgiven, you will feel it physically. It kind of takes your breath away a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's best to confront it while they're not around. So even in the event that you do run into them, you're prepared mentally and spiritually, like armored up to fight that inside.
So I have a question with that statement. I'll say with an ex of yours that has hurt you the absolute most. How do you prepare yourself if you were ever to walk into them in person, just like run into them?
That ain't the person to ask. You go forgive them and just.
Oh yeah, I done ran into my exes.
Yeah, because I'm saying that because honestly, like to
Proposed
this
and
day,
everything. What?
Yeah.
Proposed and everything.
Oh, God bless him.
But,
To this very day,
She said, God bless him.
like I have not seen my ex. Like I've not seen my ex-husband. Right. There are so many things that was in that box of divorce. Right. I don't carry any of those things. Like I can see a picture and not feel anyway. But I've not had any reason to come into our worlds don't collide, they don't cross. And I wondered like if I was ever like
To
see him, what would be my reaction? Because this person, beyond what happened in the marriage, went out of their way to make shit hard for me. I'm saying like I just signed my divorce papers January 2007, thinking like, okay, like I closed all the accounts, so it's just a dissolution of marriage, so it should be. Baby boy stayed attached for years. I didn't even know it. I started calling like, where are my papers? Why can't I pull up my papers? For like almost 3 full years, we were still legally married because he was trying to stay attached. He was like, oh, I know your career about to pop off and I want to. So how do you
forgive the unforgivable?
Oh yeah, I mean, because that is a mighty.
How do you forgive the unforgivable?
I had a conversation about that recently.
Yeah, like that is a big thing. So I don't carry, but at the same time, I haven't had no reason to run into you.
I just recently had a conversation about
Oh
that.
God, prepare her for these shows.
Do you have? Is there something that is just completely unforgivable?
No,
that a person can do.
No. There is
I
nothing.
feel like there is.
Okay.
No.
I feel like if you hurt my kid, intentionally,
You can
I
forgive.
will never forgive you.
I understand. I will be hurt, and
I
I'll
am
be ready
going to go to
kill.
the ends of the earth to destroy you.
You satellite their name.
You satellite it, politicize
They name.
No, but for
destroy
real.
them. Yeah.
But I say that, and I'll be the one to forgive him. You know what I mean?
You will. I know that I'll dead ass. But it's just
All blooded and bruised,
all that.
about to die. We forgive you.
I beat the hell out of you. I forgive you now.
I forgive you.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I really have a struggle with what is forgivable and what is not, because it's everything. Do you have to forgive a person for everything? I think that God's love is that way.
Okay, so
That
how
is
do you
that way.
how do you offer forgiveness? Okay, because I think forgiveness has a lot. How you forgive other people is low key how you forgive yourself.
I think that some people deserve a spoon. Some people deserve an olive branch. Some people deserve a
Slingshot.
I forgive you. Fist bump. And then there's the people that deserve a hug in your forgiveness.
I think so. There's levels to your forgiveness.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, but everybody different, right? Some people think it should be no forgiveness. I'm selective with my forgiveness. Me, I just forgive.
I feel like I can forgive everybody.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like. But then I still in the back of my head like, boy, if you did this one thing, boy, I don't know if I could forgive you.
Yeah, like you
Like,
don't cross that bound.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. So there was a situation that happened on the news, and this lady, a girl, took her kids, I want to say, to her mama house or her mama in-law house, and the mama left the babies in the apartment. And the apartment caught on fire. Her kids were killed.
Damn.
What do you do with that?
I'm fighting first. Because I'm mad at whoever left my children, right?
Your mama.
Yeah, I'm fighting my mama.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting.
Yeah, like her down fighting.
Like, yeah, I'm fighting.
Like you a
I
nigga off
heard
the
the
street.
story, but I didn't hear the mama left the kids. I'm fighting because I'm be like, number one, why would you leave them? Number two,
Little babies.
Yeah, number two, why would you leave them?
Yeah, because that's number
And then
three.
I would have to be fighting my mama, which would hurt me in return because I don't want to fight my mama for nothing.
Yeah, that
but
boy, you need
but
your
at that
mama.
point with babies dying, I just I can kind of I think a mom would black out, right?
Completely.
Right. So
Like,
I
you
don't
ain't
even
even
I wouldn't
mom
even
no
know
more.
if that's mom in front of me right now.
So
All
then
I
after
see
the
is-
fact, can you move on
yes,
and forgive
for
her?
sure. That would take a whole lot of therapy and healing.
Oh
though.
Lord.
Yeah, like I'm gonna need individual. We're gonna need togetherness, and
Yeah.
you're gonna need your own therapy too. Because the thing about it is, at the end of the day,
Because I'm sure
she didn't know the place was
She
going
didn't-
to catch on fire,
Right.
but you were irresponsible in leaving my
Correct.
children in a place.
Little babies.
That, like
You shoulda
that's
took
the
them out
thing.
the door with you.
If you was going outside to pop popcorn, they should
No,
have
no,
with you.
Pistol Starter should have been with you.
Like it's just.
So yeah, but my mom would never do that. My mama take me. Yeah. So but regardless, I know I'm just saying I'm putting it out there.
Yeah,
That's
unfortunate.
That would be hard to forgive,
As
but it's healing and everything.
No, I get that. I for sure get that, and I believe that. But it's just like, oh my
I would
God.
need. We are the world. Kumbaya.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about this? One more question. How do y'all feel about people that deal with situations, right? And they come to you and they say, "Am I wrong?
Hell yeah.
Am I
you
wrong
are.
for feeling like I want to forgive them?" And then they go to 3, 4, 5, 6 other people and ask the same thing. Is that at that point? Are you really?
That's that victim mentality.
Are you asking for an answer, or are you just need more people to entertain your thought?
You want more people to be on your side.
Yeah.
That's
You're not
You're
looking
looking
for
for validation.
An answer,
Exactly.
not really
Yeah,
an
yeah,
answer.
you're not.
I agree.
Because what are you gathering?
Yeah.
Right.
What are you gathering?
Let me gather tally.
Right.
So I wasn't cool. Thank you. Next.
I did a poll.
Oh, I was.
Survey said it was you.
Yeah, don't tally up.
I think you've gotten 4 questions actually. Yeah, these are good, girls.
That was good.
Yeah, man.
So forgiveness.
How we start?
I wrote a few notes because I really want to read them because it's pretty dope, I thought, and I didn't want to lose my place in line. Hallelujah.
Man.
If you want to move into your own personal greatness, it is best that you learn to forgive.
Do we agree or disagree?
You know,
I think these are tips.
y'all have to learn to forgive. People have to learn how to flow with the ocean instead of fighting against the wave. And in reinventing ourselves, it's like the best thing to do. So when you're going into this new person that you see yourself as, we're leaving all that stuff behind. And forgiveness isn't weak. It's a sign of strength and it's a sign of bravery. And I think everybody should tap into that a little bit more, okay? Learn to love yourself independently without anybody else loving you back. It's the start of learning how to forgive yourself and forgive the person who might have hurt you or harmed you, okay? I think a person who can't forgive is emotionally damaged. This is my personal opinion. 9 times out of 10, a person who's been through a whole lot of trauma has a hard time forgiving because they don't see the point. Because 9 times out of 10, the person that they're saying, somebody saying, "Hey, you gotta forgive them, baby," they don't care. They don't even care about getting forgiven. They moving on with their lives.
You said the person that can't forgive is what?
Emotionally
Damaged.
Got it.
And people who offer forgiveness, I'm not saying that they're not. But the people who give it, 9 times out of 10, have an emotional alignment working somewhere. And because they can forgive and it not take or drain their energy in any type of way. Like me, because I will hug you. But I have to remember that the principle in law of things too. Like, no, you can't go hug the molester. God will hug him.
In his own time.
Right, you know. And because the truth is, all of us deserve forgiveness and all of us got to give it and all of us got to receive it at one point. So ain't nobody draws cleaner than the other.
Correct.
So that keeps me
That definitely would keep you grounded though.
for real, because it's I'm not saying
Because you need it.
go hug, like, you know, I'm not saying go love nobody. It's freeing up the space in your heart and your spirit. So when
And it ties into grace.
And two, know this too, when you forgive somebody, there will be residual feelings after that mug. You will sometimes be washing the dishes and be like, why they do that to me? And then you got to go back in your spiritual memory bank and go, everything that happened to me was a lesson. It was for my good.
Right.
I am better because of it. I am well. I am whole. I am healthy. I am happy. And keep on saying that over and over and over and over, over and over again.
Whole, healthy, and happy.
Well, whole, and happy. One more question. Go ahead.
When you forgive somebody, do you get to keep bringing it up?
I think you're still carrying it.
I
And if
think,
you need to
yeah,
talk
that's
about it,
not
you need to go to
good.
therapy. That's not for. After we talk about it, and then you forgive them, I'm probably gonna give you maybe 1, maybe 2 more times with that
You
same
can come talk to
conversation.
me as much as you need.
But I'm not saying I'm be like, but friend, you can't. Okay, friend, like.
Do you really feel like that?
Yes.
Do you really feel?
Yes.
Do you really feel like
Yes.
realistically, if CJ did something very, very hurtful to you, right?
If he did something hurtful to me and I
Uh-huh.
kept going to him,
You
why
keep
you
bringing,
do
but
that to
babe,
me?
I can't believe you did that. Like you,
You're not forgiving.
Yeah, that's not forgiving because it's still right here. It's still
you
on the
think
plate.
that's not forgiving, or
That's not forgiving.
No.
Yeah.
That means that you're still holding on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you
if
still
you
got food on
forgive
your plate,
it,
my boy.
if you forgive it and it's a something triggered it and you talk about it, I
That's
think
different.
that's okay.
Right.
It's different.
That's
But
the learning part.
not on some
to make them
we
keep
eat
reliving
spaghetti
it.
dinner and you just want to
Remember that time when you didn't
Slam the fork down. And another thing.
last night.
Remember when?
I can't believe you did that last night.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
And I think to help avoid that behavior or that practice, you need to give it time. Because sometimes I think that if a person may just out of really meaning it or just out of habit, oh my bad, I'm sorry, and you say I accept your apology, make sure you really do. Because sometimes that's just a response. That's not truly how you feel. Like for real,
I
give
like
it
that.
time because everything
I done did
ain't,
that-
it
I
ain't a
done did that
pancake that you
before.
flipping over.
Right.
Ooh-wee.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then that's why you want to keep talking about it because
Yep.
you didn't let that thing sit.
Simmer.
You didn't
Cause
process.
allow
So
yourself to
instead of
stay.
saying, I forgive you, I accept your apology, what should a person say?
I acknowledge you are apologizing for your actions and I appreciate that, but I need the time
to process
to
it.
process it
Correct.
and accept it.
And my-
That's
and
it.
deal
That's
with my
fair.
feelings.
And if you
Let me sit
cannot,
with it.
Yeah.
and if you're not willing to allow me that space and time, then you don't really care about
Exactly.
my feelings, and it's only about you, baby.
Because you know where I messed up. I definitely, you hit a string.
Ooh, wow.
I used to do that, and I used to get I always got hurt because once I said I forgive you, they act like it never happened.
Correct.
And that
I'm
thing's still on
wounded,
you.
right? Wounded. You
Yeah.
ain't done yet. They done moved on,
They
and
moved
I'm
on.
like, don't forget.
You got a bruise, you got the
Ain't done.
stitches, you still have the
Everything.
healing process to go through.
So I've learned to.
Yeah.
No, I'm not alright.
Yeah, I'm not okay.
No,
And I deserve that space.
That
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Give me that time.
And
to
if you
do
can't give me that time,
then
you're
baby-
bad.
Right.
And if you keep pushing, I said forget. Well, then at this point, it's not about me.
it's for you.
You're right. You're trying to make sure that you okay.
That's-
so that I can keep moving.
Do y'all feel like there's a difference between saying I'm sorry and I apologize?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Or my bad.
I think when somebody say they sorry, that's about them.
It is.
Even sometimes I apologize can be about
But you should do what I did.
What?
You decide.
When Tina said, I'm sorry. He said, you know what?
You are sorry.
I ever see. Made me mess up. What? So,
What?
Guys,
That's what he said. That's why I don't say I'm sorry no more.
I don't
because
say I'm
ain't
sorry.
nobody gonna come back with the
Yeah,
right response on me.
I don't say I'm sorry.
I feel
and I
like-
don't want nobody to say I'm sorry to me.
Yeah, I feel like when you say I apologize for this, yada yada yada, like express why. Oh, my bad, or I apologize. Apologize for what? Because I need to understand that you're apologizing for what we're talking about instead
Right.
of you just saying it so you can move on.
I need to understand that you understand.
Like, do we understand why you're
And
apologizing?
do you know that you offended me or
Right.
whatever you did was wrong?
And like, no, that's not everything
What?
that was on the plate.
What?
Did you miss these yams that was on the plate that you said you didn't want?
But even in the situation that I brought up just, a little earlier that happened a few days ago, I was like, yeah, I needed that. I didn't really care what you text me. Because honestly, I didn't even read it. Someone else read it to me. Because I was like, child, I'm not reading this. But you did that for you to not feel guilty anymore.
Yeah.
But I needed that time. So I'm going to another baby. You listen. Yes, you dog, you left me for dead. You left me for dead.
No.
You did.
You will live and not die young.
Oh, baby, I know. I'm saying they left me for dead. I didn't say I am dying. But look, I can't go yet. You already told you that. We got things to do. The girls.
Well, y'all, this is the episode on forgiveness. So hopefully the people who don't believe in forgiveness can try your best to tap into it and just taste and see if it's good. And those who do believe in forgiveness, try it in your own life and grant someone the gift of forgiveness today. If
It's
you
yours
can.
to give.
For real, because if you want to maximize on your life, that's like one of the keys to starting any healing journey. Really, is forgiveness. It's the key, man.
Be light.
Ooh,
Be
free.
light.
Light. And before you go,
Be light and be
I
light.
want you to know that there's always a room on the couch.
The couch.
Tune in next week, guys.